Welcome back to another Minetest mod review. Today we are looking at the air tanks mod for Minetest, which in short gives you pretty much like scuba gear, so you can breathe underwater. I think this would also work in, say, outer space. Any place pretty much where there's not a breathable atmosphere. I believe this would work, but I have not tested in those conditions. So first off, let's look at some of the crafting recipes. We first have this air compressor, which is comprised of steel ingots, a mesh crystal fragment, and 2 pieces of wood. And we have a breathing tube, which if you don't make, you're kind of stupid. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Piece of wood and 3 sticks. And then we have the air tanks. You can only craft the empty ones. You can tell if they're empty because they have this kind of reddish looking circle in the middle of them, and they're all just crafted out of kind of this diamond shape of whatever ingots they are, and the filled ones, as you can see, cannot be crafted. I have an empty one here in my inventory. To fill these, you just punch them on the air compressor and it returns a filled one. I'm not sure why it put it down there instead of there, but no biggie. So to see how these work, I'm going to take the breathing tube out of my hotbar, and we'll just have the bronze air tank in here. And we're going to go ahead and jump on into this water and swim on over. Here we go. So we're underwater. And as you can tell, our little breath bubbles there are going down. Because, you know, we're running out of oxygen. And you can click and it will refill 5 bubbles. So if we let it go down to 3 bubbles, we now have 8 bubbles. And you can do that. You know, you could 100% totally just refill your oxygen by clicking every so often to, you know, keep yourself with air. But it's kind of easy to forget to do, and it kind of makes it difficult to do anything else. So if you throw the I'm going to call it a snorkel tube, but the breathing tube, or whatever it's called there, into your hotbar, it will automatically fill your air. So I can be, you know, down here harvesting some rich mineral resources. Admittedly, I don't think stone really qualifies as a rich mineral resource, but, you know, I can be down here harvesting. There's a better actually example. There's some clay over here. Can be over here harvesting the clay, and I don't have to remember to change tools every so often to go over to the air tank and fill up my oxygen. Of course, you still can do that whilst having the breathing tube in your hotbar there, but there's really no reason to do that because it automatically fills when needed, which is superb. It makes exploring underwater much better. And that honestly is pretty much it. There's not really a whole lot to this mod outside of that. The partially filled air tanks here can be refilled with a single click on the compressor. And of course, the fully empty ones can be as well. And the breathing tube just takes from whatever item it finds first. As far as how much these hold, I believe... Wait, was copper the least? They're all 3 different tiers, and they can actually be changed. If we go here... Air tanks. Ba-dum! Air tanks wear out in creative mode. That is an option you can change. And then the number of uses. So copper tank gives you the least, bronze is the next, and steel is the highest tier. And each use, I believe, gives you 5 air bubbles. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. So we'll just hop back in the game for the outro here. And yeah. That is the air tanks mod for Minetest. So if you are one that likes to do underwater exploration or potentially exploration someplace where there's just not air, check this mod out because it'll make your life a lot easier. It'll let you do all that fun stuff you love doing. And when you use the little snorkel tube, you don't even have to worry about it. It just automatically happens for you, making it the optimal choice. And that wraps it up. So tune in next week for another Minetest Mod review. And I will see you then.